Hi, my name is Carol's daughter, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I love your cadence, the way that you deliver your lyrics, the way that you sing them. What was that process for you, kind of discovering how you were gonna, release these kinds of lyrics to your audience in the form of song?
So I think for Violent, I don't know, sometimes I don't really plan things out. Like my best work oftentimes is just stuff that I feel like I just kind of throw it up. And like Violent I wrote and recorded that in less than an hour, like 30 minutes probably. And so I didn't really it wasn't a thought process that went on, but I think that, being able to look back, I can see that the way I delivered the lines, the way that my voice sounds really soft and sweet, it's a really good juxtaposition between the lyrics, which are I'm like, don't make me literally hurt you, versus me saying it in a way that's people can relate to it, because it's even if you're mad and even if you want to get violent, the point of the song is that you're still pretty sad. So
And the fact that you said that song kind of happened just naturally and quickly, how do you know when a song is done when it comes so easily to you like that?
um I think it's often I don't the lyrics will just come to me like that. And when I for violent, I just had that one word, or I just had that one phrase, don't make me get violent. And when the beat comes in and when the 808 start or the hi-hats or whatever, in my brain, it was like, don't make me get violent. And I don't know where it came from or anything. It just kind of happens. And then from there, sometimes it feels like I'm just filling space sometimes. And it's not because I'm not putting, my emotion into the lyrics. It's just because the concept is there, and then I just have to explain it in a way that people can understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. And at the same time, how do you realize what kind of production you want to put into it? And especially when the fact that the production is not so heavy, so you're still focusing on that delicacy of your voice in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you what made you want to have the production that you have on this track in particular?
So yeah, that's a really good question, because if you listen to any of my other music, you'll find out I don't have a single other song like Violent, you know what I mean? And that the production is pretty simple. But I think when I first heard the beat, it was just immediate, I need to make a song on this, because it was it was just so catchy, so yeah.
And the fact that this is the first release with the label and the first of many for the new year, and for your official debut, do you feel like you're kind of reimagining who you are as an artist, or do you feel like you already know this is your lane, this is who you are, and this is what the audience or your fans are going to be listening to?
I think I have a really I know who I am. But I think that sometimes because I'm so all over the place with genres and style, I don't know, I feel like my style is pretty consistent, my look. But as far as music goes, I've definitely tried a lot of different stuff, and it's just because I genuinely appreciate every type of music, and not because I am indecisive about what my musical style is. But I think the thing that comes through is my writing, and that's what stays consistent, versus I could be singing, I could be rapping, I could be literally screaming or yelling. It doesn't matter. My lyrics are going to stay the same, because my writing style is mine.
At the same time, what was that artist development process like for you? Because you can do all of those things, how do you just settle to one main thing instead of trying to be all over the place?
Right. Well, I just wanted to impress people at first, because I know you kind of have to make your mark, and even though I know in my heart I'm super talented and I love writing songs just on the guitar, and I've been writing since I was born. The internet is a really interesting place, and I know that there are not a lot of girls that made a trap song or a trap metal song where they're screaming. So I just thought it would be cool to give me some sort of attention, and just to show people what I could do, that you don't have to be you don't have to have a certain style, or you don't have to stick to one I know a lot of people are stuck on like past waves, and like there are a lot of um like Lil Peep wannabes basically, and it's kind of just like you have to do different stuff, and it's like if I made a bunch of violence, I don't think that I would be as successful as I am now. Do you know what I mean? I think it's the fact that like people find violent and it's super good, and it's a lot of people really like it because it's so like it's so simple, and like everyone, it's just a really lovable song, I guess. And then when they see the other stuff that's maybe not for everyone, I just like the way that looks, I guess.
How do you control your voice? Just because you do have, and you do have like those growls, I guess, in a sense. Like, and then you go to violent where your voice is more delicate, more calm. So, is that like a training process that you kind of go through to be able to control those highs and lows with your ranges, or what is that like for you?
Yeah. Well, Porcelain Jesus, which is like my screaming song, I recorded in my parents' like minivan because like obviously I can't like scream like in my room. But that was the first time I had ever really tried to do that. And so I was kind of just like sitting on my phone, and I had like these headphones, and I was like this, and just kind of like figuring out how to scream. And like it's really hard. It's actually really hard to do because it's like you have like a mental block like of just screaming. Do you know what I mean? Like if you think people can hear you, you can't really scream. So it's more just like finding out like, or for Brat, like I do that weird like high pitched like yelling, and it's kind of like annoying and like like I don't know. But it's all just like me trying it on the spot and being like, hey, that could sound cool. And like, yeah. And also I don't like I think like when I try and rap in like a normal voice, I sound kind of stupid. So I have to do something different.
Do you feel like maybe that's something you need to like kind of work on, or do you just
Yeah.
not want to even try it anymore?
No, I do want to work on it.
Okay.
I want to like it's more from a place of like me judging myself, because I'm like, you sound like the whitest girl in the world, and like I don't know. But yeah.
So now that Violence out, we're starting a new year. It's time for your official debut, and I feel like this year is going to be big for you. So what are the plans music-wise? Are you looking to do more releases? Are you looking to do like a body of work? Like what is in the works?
I mean, I'm constantly like, there's no shortage of material like in my brain. Like I have hundreds of songs that like I will literally randomly like take a shower, and the song will like be stuck in my head, and I'm like, this is really good. Whose song is this? And it's just my song that I like wrote like years ago that I don't even remember. But like, yeah, I'm always working on stuff. I mean, I'm planning on an album this year. So
As far as production goes, do you have like a specific producer you work with, or is this all in-house by yourself? Like what is that like for you?
Violent was a beat that I found on YouTube. So that's the story of Violent. And then as far as the other like songs I have, some of them are my friends and just like people I've met through the internet that make music, that I just think are really talented, and I like to work with them. A lot of people are just people I found on YouTube, and yeah. I haven't actually ever gone to a studio and like recorded with a
Wow.
producer. So
The minivan's been like the closest to an actual studio.
yeah, basically.
Do you see that happening this year? Like I know things are still a little iffy, with everything going on, but like, do you see that possibly happening this year, or do you just want to just?
Yeah, totally. Like my goal, like I would love to just be able to like find people that I really love to work with and just be able to go to the studio and like make a song. But my process right now is not like that, and I need to like build up the comfortability of like being able to write in front of people, or being able to just like be creative in front of people, because I haven't really been able to do that. So it is a goal, and I'm hoping like it just gets easier as like time goes on. But yeah.
What do you feel is the issue? Is it vulnerability? Is it you're just not comfortable around other people? Like what do you need
I think,
to work on?
yeah, like my lyrics are very personal to me. And so like it's super easy. Like I can write a song any day, you know? I can't write like a personal song just in front of people, or like just on the spot. And a lot of times I have to find like a beat first, or maybe like, I don't know. My process is just all over the place, and most of the times it just does not involve anybody else. So So I just get a little nervous, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like it feels a little bit pressure, like you're paying for the studio time and like you want to make something in that time, and I don't really give myself like deadlines like that.
Mhm.
I just work, you know, as I do. So
So maybe the best route for you would be starting the song at home, and then once you have lyrics,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Well, lastly, to close us off, like for those that are not familiar with Carol's Daughter, what are you all about, and what is your music all about?
I'm about literally just being yourself, and like I think I'm a super good representation of like what it's like to be a girl in like Gen Z, basically. And I think my music is just um yeah, like I just want people to be able to relate to it and just to know that like other people are dealing with the same stuff you are.